Oh, God. What is this potato I'm working with right now? Kids these days. What are these little blocks that I'm seeing? Oh, who's this kind young man? DJ Hayden. Good to see you, DJ. I remember DJ back in my day. Good old DJ Cool Herc back in 1972. He used to have the breaks during rhythm and blues songs, and he would just loop the breaks on that over and over. How are you doing, DJ? Hello, DJ. Larry. I remember Larry once. Used to feed me my soup at the retirement home. 2 smelly fingers. Yeah, I had 2 smelly fingers when I had to use the bathroom, and sometimes I'd piss all over my fingers sometimes, and the nurse had to wash it up. Larry, good to see you, Larry. Hello, troopers and grinders, and welcome to another special edition of Tank Tier List Tuesday. And tonight, I'm going to be going over the old crafty bets, big meaty hooks, Old Man Hanky. He's making a tier list for you. He'll rip you to the body. He's got a few good picks. And when he puts them all together with the pulls, oh man, good noodles in the mix. Yeah. Slather the like button in Vaseline and ask your friend to hold it for you. Oh, yes, that was me with Monica Lewinsky back in the 1990s. Oh, her and Bill Clinton and I, we had a hell of a time on the island. Oh, good times. I've been a UFC fan ever since 1993, and instead of yelling at the fighters, I'm yelling at clouds now, but I know all the good ones, yo youngsters. You don't remember the good old vets of old, the ones who always came back to win the title, the ones who are always in it, and never went away. Those were my childhood heroes. There we go. Here's the tier list for all you whippersnappers. Ah! Oh, yeah. Look at that old man. Right in there. Old Jolly Saint Nick. Look at him. He's working out in preparation for the holiday season, ready to get on that sleigh with his reindeer and deliver all those toys. Santa's in shape, dude. Santa's done with all the carbs. He's done with the candy canes and cookies and milk. That guy's on pure TRT and minerals and protein shakes. This old man's ready to step into the cage. And so were all these 12 candidates I have for the best good old crafty bets. Big meaty hooks. The ones who are guaranteed first ballot Hall of Famers, I tell you, troopers and grinders. And just when you thought it was over, just when I think I'm out, they pull you back into their journeys in the UFC. And the fact that we got Cub Swanson and Michael Johnson finding some nasty KOs in the twilight of their career, I felt it was only appropriate that I have a tier list full of the best veterans in MMA, the ones who are going to outlive us all, just like the cockroaches when the nuclear bomb drops. Tank the Tank, what happened to you, my friend? Oh, life happened, DJ Hayden. Life happened. Oh, God. I lost all function of my liver and my stomach. I can barely eat anymore. My kids never come to see me. And I don't have a lot of friends over at the retirement home, Hayden. I'm the curious case of Benjamin Button. I'm young, but I look a lot older. People forget, man. Santa Claus. What a guy. Ever since the 1800s, man. Delivering gifts to all the kiddies. But then Cron Gracie and the Gracie clan came along. People forget, man. We are in the Machida era. And he front kick KO'd Santa Claus. Man, Santa Claus's shin kicks, they changed the game, man. But that being said, yes, this is my tier list. These are all the great fighters who lasted throughout the years. And I'm ranking them all, man. Some of them are still around, still fighting. And some of them are, they want to come back. They want to fight, but I'm hoping that they don't. But they're still around. They refuse to go away. So let's rank all of them, man. And then I'll have my polls up where you can rank all the gold crafty bets in MMA. Classic stuff. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy back at it again. Yes, sir. But let's look at our first candidate we got here. Maybe the first great example of the old crafty vet. We have Mr. Randy the Natural Couture. Not bad for an old man. Not bad for an old man at all. Randy the Natural Couture has one of the most underrated resumes in MMA. His first fight in the UFC, he won the Ultimate Fighter Tournament final. I believe it was UFC 13. Then he beat a young Vitor Belfort and took the UFC heavyweight championship from a prime Maurice Smith, coming off wins against Mark Coleman and Tank Abbott. He then went to Japan and went all the way to the quarterfinals of a tournament in Japan, just out of nowhere, outside the UFC. Lost his belt, won it right back against the always dangerous Kevin Randleman, who was a monster in Pride. He then lost his light heavyweight championship for a second time against a juiced-up Josh Barnett, and of course bounced right back and won a vacant light heavyweight title fight after Josh popped for steroids against the Iceman Chuck Liddell. Destroyed Chuck Liddell on the ground with punches. In his prime, Randy Couture could not be stopped as a challenger. He might be the greatest title challenger in UFC history. Speaking of which, he then defended his belt against Tito Ortiz in his prime, lost the belt to Vitor via BS cut, and then proceeded to win it back via BS cut. Perhaps the crowning achievement, though, of Couture as an old crafty vet was his massive knockdown and thorough destruction of Big Tim Sylvia after his absolute garbage heavyweight title run to win the heavyweight belt for a third time in his career. Not bad for an old man. Randy Couture is just the embodiment of tub thumping by Chumbawamba. I lose my belt, then win it back again. Ain't nobody gonna keep me down. Always in it, always a threat at any given age. It's hard to stop American Fedor, Randy the Natural Couture. I didn't realize how sus that was. My bad. Oh, Kron Buttscoot Gracie. Kinky groovy, baby. Yeah. Oh, man. With my glasses, I'd make a good Austin Powers as well. But, ooh, behave, two smelly fingers. Guida and Sanchez need to be at least A tier. All right. I will include those on the list. Yeah, the good old Clay Guida, gold crafty vet. Big meaty hooks always in it. Yeah. And then, Mr. Diego Sanchez. Who can forget? Not me. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I'd never forget those guys ever. Hank the Tank, can you please do a DJ Aiden and Hank the Tank stream? Oh, Hank the Tank, I want to be in live chat. I want to talk with you. Well, here's the thing, DJ Aiden. Here's the thing. Keep your ears open. What I'm going to say, I'm not going to repeat again, DJ Aiden. I have the post shows on Saturdays after Hank the Tank's Fight Companion, and that is the opportunity where DJ Aiden can come on and express his opinions. I will leave the StreamYard link open on Saturday night after the UFC pay-per-view is over, so you have to wait for that in order to show up live on the show. But no other time, DJ Aiden. So remember, Saturday night is all right for a fight. Saturday night's all right. You see, God, I love Captain America. Yes, I love Captain America, Randy Couture as well. I'm freestyling over here. Remember when he gave Tito a spanking? Yes, big time spanking. Hey, he deserved it. He was put his hand in the cookie jar. Hey, Hank. Oh, what is up? Based one, King Chadru, Andrew B. Always lovely to see you. DJ Aiden was time to... Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, poor DJ, dude. Terrible. Muslim Salikov, Loki's a crafty vet, always hanging around. Good old crafty vet. Yeah, you're right. 1.8k seconds. Maybe let him hang around a little more, Andrew B. Shorten the time of his timeout, Andrew B. Too much excess power right there, my friend. Here, let me put up a poll. Hey, where's the poll? Oh, there we go. Hold on. I'm going to put up a poll for Randy, the Natural Couture. I want to see what you guys think. But yeah, you can't have a tier list of the greatest veterans in MMA without Randy Couture. So he had to be my first ballot choice. But there are a bunch of others in there. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. All right, what do you think of Randy as a vet? There we go. Bing, bing, bing. Yeah, he's the first one I think of, but we'll see what you guys think. How are you doing? I'm doing all right, Andrew B. DJ Aiden is not doing all right. Not doing all right at all. Guru Raid. Oh my god, I can't believe real Guru Raid. Psych! That's the wrong number. Whoa! That's disgusting, Sniff. Yeah. A raid from the piggy. We know he doesn't bathe. He's always got mayonnaise in his hand. It's disgusting, man. Okay. Yeah. Time him out for shorter, Andrew. Time him out for shorter. Can I time out Deadpool, Hank? No, Deadpool isn't doing anything. Deadpool and I were on good terms once again. So don't, just like I tell Skatesman and Anisha, don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear. Okay? What the fuck, Andrew? He's reformed. He's found God. He's a born-again Christian man. He has not done a single sin, my brethren. Do not punish thee who do not cast the first stone. Okay? But yeah, let's see what people have for the tier list. 5 votes. All right, we got 8 people in here. S tier so far. 80%. I like it. Good. Tap in to the couture side. Not bad for an old man. We all rooted for Randy Couture. Maybe not. I mean, when Iceman Chuck Liddell was, destroying fools at light heavyweight, we probably rooted against him. But that's the only time, man. Everybody loves Randy Couture, and he was always proving people wrong. All right, now S tier is a little bit lower of a percentage, but still pretty high. 6 votes. I'm going to leave it 1 more minute. In the meantime, how is everybody doing here in the chat? Let me know some more suggestions that I can include on the tier list. I'll probably have some that you have already, but there should be some new suggestions. I'm cool. Oh, yes, you are very cool. You're good. Yeah. Be careful. Be careful, Deadpool, because he might throw you in the mix. He's going to make you his meat, the fire hydrant to piss on, you understand? Actually, Just Deadpool is currently being deprogrammed from all that Jesus stuff. Yes, he is seeing the way. And Sniff is his Bill Maher, if you will. You're on thin ice, Andrew. Remember, I'm a Ronin mod. That's right. If you show up in Ronin, then and you force Ronin never to live stream again, Andrew B. Just Deadpool might punish you, so be careful. But seriously, you don't understand the godlike power of Andrew B. He can make or break entire channels with a snap of his fingers. Ooh. It's fluctuating. It's fluctuating between S and A. It's But 7. And 7 have voted, and it's down to S, and we got it. Randy Couture is S tier. Let's go, dude. All right, I will put Randy Couture in S tier. Don't know how that's going to change over time, because we got a lot of old crafty vets in here. A lot of old crafty vets, so Randy Couture might get shoved out as time goes on. And look like Reza Ramon, man. Marco Rojas, first leg kick finisher. I tell you, man, they injected his leg full of steroids and HGH and made him sniff a lot of cocaine. And he looked like a Reza Ramon. Greatest drug dealer and fighter in town. How about a tier list of Ronin's greatest moments? Has he had a great moment? Genuine question. Other than the Rigo vid. There you go. That's pretty good. All right. I will include Marco Huas, I guess. And then we'll have the elimination. I'd have to say Arlovsky. And you're right on point, Just Deadpool. Excellent work as usual. Try and keep the vid under 6 hours. Yeah. There's so many good ones. I respect you, Deadpool. Sorry, I'm on thin ice. You are on thin ice, Andrew B. And if you keep beating that microwave oven baked spaghetti, you might just break through that thin ice, dude. The pool of ice might just implode underneath your weight. So be careful, boy. Do a No Chills Best Moments YouTube short. In the arms of the angel. I'd have a list of his best moments if he didn't delete all his live streams. You're forgiven, Andrew. Yes, and God is good, and so the God forgives. Andrew, you should eat the ice. It's good for you. It's water. You should drink up water and ice. Very healthy and wouldn't absolutely destroy your teeth. Arlovsky, why? Because Arlovsky is forever, my friends. And I'm actually going to get into why. Let me show you this, guys. And Deadpool called it. Because here is Andrei Arlovsky. Right here. Let me tell you why Andrei Arlovsky is an ultimate old crafty vet. When did he get glasses, Hank? I just got him now, man. Look at me. I'm old man Stippy. Old man Stippy. Old man Stippy. He's coming for you. I am your world champ. John Jones is gay. I'm ducking Aspinall and Zero Gun's a good guy. I want that belt. I'm going to stop fire for in my meantime. And John Jones, go Trump. I'm world champion. Everybody's going to count me out. Well, this is what I do. This is how I whirl. This is how I work. Did you know that no matter where you are, if you fall through ice, the water underneath the ice is 41 degrees Fahrenheit? Huh. No matter where you are. So it has its own stable temperature. Interesting. That's pretty low. And that makes me surprised that people die like falling through ice. If it's only, 41 is pretty bad, but you'd think you'd be able to still swim to the surface with a temperature of 41 degrees, unless the clothes weigh you down. That is his worst picture. Well, it's the one we're going with either way. I'm on thin ice as I am standing on shit. Wow, Jesus Christ. They're gonna beat you over the head with clubs, Sniff. I just come here for the quick moment. Don't worry, Andrew B. You can hang around. Hypothermia is deadly serious, Hank. That is true, but like, what is the time? What's the time frame before all of a sudden you just can't move? How long can you swim up back to the surface before you freeze? When's the next Hank and Skate stream? Or are you guys broken up forever? We're still around. What are you talking about on the AM, bro? We're obviously still around. We just did a recap stream like yesterday, so we're good. Don't forget to mention firefighting in Idaho. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm a firefighter. That's what I do. If I didn't have fighting, I'd be fighting fires instead of fighting fighters. OH! OH! Anyway, let's see why I included Mr. Andrei Arlovsky. Definition of the unkillable heavyweight vet. This guy lost his second and third fight in the UFC, and then had a massive resurgence, resulting in him winning a heavyweight championship from that lame Tim Sylvia. Man, the old crafty vets love to beat up on Tim Sylvia, don't they? No complaints here. After losing the belt, he would win 5 fights in a row. And then after getting smashed by Fedor and going on a 4-fight losing streak, he would somehow scratch and claw his way back into being rehired by the UFC, where he would win 4 fights in a row instead. Andre then lost to the best the UFC heavyweight division had to offer, including Stipe and Ngannou, before going on an insane run between 2020 and 2021, where at 41 years of age, he would beat rising contender after rising contender after rising contender, split decision win after split decision win, only being stopped by Tom Aspinall. In his last 2 fights for the company, the Pitbull would have 2 very close fights with Salsa Boy Waldo Cortez Acosta. Still hate you, Waldo. Hope you get flatlined. And Martin Bode. In his mid-40s. I personally thought he could have beaten Salsa Boy and Martin Bode before finally walking off into the sunset. Seriously, Andrei Arlovsky's is hard to get rid of in MMA as a cockroach. Dude would survive a nuclear detonation if he was in the impact zone. Old dog learning new tricks 5 times over, way past his prime. So where was this man's retirement video package, huh, UFC? Where was it, damn it? Karate Hottie can get her flowers, but a former heavyweight champion with 16 wins since he was champion can't. Wrong priorities from the UFC these days, I'm telling you. And I blame Hunter. Anyway, that's my little rant. Fuck the UFC for giving Karate Hottie a video package, but not Andre. I've yet to see Sniff say something that smart and funny on a screen. I don't believe it's the same man. Yeah. Well, I do remember there was one point where Sniff was like, I'm doing coke on Virginia Beach. Every day I wash my skin with bleach. And that was pretty wise and insightful. But the air is hitting your cold clothes. Hair is hitting your cold clothes will freeze you instantly. Yeah, there you go. Crap. Well, you're doomed. immediately. Shoot. That's why nobody who falls into the thin ice in an episode of Fargo ever makes it out. Michael Johnson, Hendo, Cerrone, Jim Miller, oh yeah, Robbie Lawler, Matt Brown, Tim Means, Tony, not Tony. Tony's a terrible old crafty vet, literally the worst. Sam Alvey, good point on Sam Alvey. I will consider those as picks for the list as well. I know Michael Johnson's in there, man. He is an old crafty vet, I guess. And then, Jim Miller. I do have to have Jim Miller. Tim Means, Tony, Sam Alvey. I'll maybe consider Sam Alvey just because I love Sam Alvey. But good suggestions, Larry. Did you kiss and make up? I mean, we never split. We're in a good spot. But if you're talking about me and Isha, we're still working on that. Depends on how good a shape you're in, probably. Yeah, that makes sense as well. OH! Smelly, how you doing? Good old smelly fingers. RDA, that is one to consider as well. But we'll have an elimination bout for the ones that are left. Is this list active or retired? Both. Who is Isha? He's just a friend of mine that goes way back. City Life Project, that host. So, but we're working on it. We're patching things up. What's happening with you and Isha? There was just a moment where during my fight companion, I was just dealing with Skatesman, and he was just saying stuff that was getting on my nerves, and just sort of a hard time. And I got angry a little bit, I will say. And then he went over the Isha chat and talked about it. And then he sent me a raid that was just meant to troll me and make fun of me. So I responded, I snapped back, and yeah, that got out of hand. I honestly went sort of schizo in my response. And so now he's just sort of like, man, all right, whatever, man. I won't talk to you. So yeah, he was very surprised, but I'm still active in his live chat. I'm still chatting with him, so hasn't changed that much in terms of conversation. But yeah, he's had a hard time recovering from that. Hank, if you were a pro wrestler, would your signature move be the hanky panky? Yes, the hanky panky. Then you turn yourself around, and that's what it's all about. Both. This is going to take forever. It will take a little while, yes. But yeah, Andrei Arlovsky. Let's that's Isha. It is Isha. Let's look at Andrei Arlovsky here. Boom. Boom. Ba-na-na-na-na. I'll put up the candidates sooner as I'm giving the rundown. Ooh, somebody has Andrei Arlovsky as S. 50% now. It's always nice to have Andrew in here. That's Isha. Yeah, but hopefully things smooth over it after a little while. Hank, would you ever interview? Yeah, I see. I hear. I see the pun coming a mile away. It's not a D's nuts jokes, but it's the same variation of me saying it like, oh, I don't what. Oh yeah, what's the word for it? Yeah, I don't know, baby. What's the matter with you? Something like that. My rinky balls. Whamp, 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 whamp. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it, dude. I knew the D's nuts would be in there. If you and I can recover, then you and Isha will be fine. That is absolutely true, Just Deadpool. That's very true. Hank, I love you like a brother-in-law. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I really do. I'm glad we've gotten to this point. Hey, two smelly fingers. What did Andre do outside the ring for fighters? I have no idea, to be honest. I mean, he's part of the Zuffa lawsuit, technically, because he fought for the UFC and is still fighting for the UFC. If anything, he'd want to protect his job because he was at least an active fighter up until 2023. But I have no idea what he did outside the ring for fighters. I mean, if anything, he's a heavyweight legend, and he spent time in other promotions beating guys. And so he gave other companies outside the UFC a little bit of traction through his appearances. But I mean, honestly, not a lot of fighters do stuff for other fighters. And that's the truth. City Life is cool people. He really is. Yeah. But I think I used to just be a member of his chat, and I went from that to having my own YouTube channel. And I think that changed the dynamic a little bit. I didn't know about that till now. Thanks for telling me. Yeah, it is what it is. Andre Arlovsky is A tier, according to Matua. Wow, I did a good job convincing. Oh, and the votes are all over the place. They're tied. 25, 25, 25. A, do I hear 25, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, S, A, B, 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 C, C, 25, A, 35, 20, 20, 15, 12 votes 20 minutes ago. Sold to the man in the white hat over there. Oh, and A takes the lead. Oh, my God. What a development right there. That's pretty good. Randy is in the S class by himself. Not bad for an old man. Hey, I'm going to end it just with the tie-breaking vote right there. C through D. Ooh. Larry says A, though. That helps. Hank, why is your boy peddling in Syria? Because he knows he's dealing with the man with dementia in the Oval Office. And so he's just like, I can do whatever I want. I got U.S. money. I got U.S. weapons. Oh, you shouldn't do that. Shouldn't do that. No, let's get a deal together. Let's work on it. Let's work on a deal. And then Netanyahu's like, oh, suck me, Biden. And he's like, oh, okay, I will. Hey, I like having Netanyahu on my lap. It was corn pop. That Netanyahu corn pop, he was a bad dude. But that Syria Assad, he was bad too. So I'll let you do whatever. If you can invade Iran, go ahead. And Syria's chopped liver. Why not? Andre's career has ebbs and flows. It was a beautiful career. That is true. Everybody knows the Pitbull, dude. He's always bouncing back, man. That's why he's an old crafty vet. Yeah. So Andre A. Arlovsky is going in the tier he rightfully deserves. Any plans for tomorrow? Yes. I'll be doing Hank's Think Tank on Wednesday with the craziest and cringiest in MMA news, as I do every Wednesday, although that will change soon because Skatesman and I are thinking of doing our preview and pick streams a little earlier in the week. So there you go. And he was an in-shape heavyweight with dope sponsors. Yes. One of the rare in-shape heavyweights before the late 2010s onwards. I'm out. All right. See you later, Andrew B. You need to cover wrestling. I will cover professional wrestling in the future. While Skatesman's back is turned, I will cover professional wrestling. But yeah, there we go. Andre Arlovsky. He's a hell of a fighter. I love to fight him. Then we have our next crafty vet. Yeah. Big meaty hugs from Peaches and Creamville. We got Glover Teixeira, when I went over the border and they gave me the gym and I had a lot of good times in Brazil. I was a farmer, I learned so much in America. I took out Jan Blachowicz, Polish power, more like BJJ victim, The prankster himself, Glover Teixeira. I have him on the list. Maybe the ultimate old crafty vet right here. I know bigger weight classes can make winning a belt easier, but Glover Teixeira literally did it through wrestling in a division where guys can get knocked out with one punch. After almost a decade of competing in the UFC's light heavyweight division and getting flatlined several times. That's a crafty MMA veteran if I've ever seen one. Only got beaten and finished by future champions and #1 contenders, and climbed his way back to the top of light heavyweight through perfecting his craft and sticking to where he dominated, on the ground. Krylov, the great home defender Anthony Smith, fat middleweight Thiago Santos, and legendary Polish power Jan Blachowicz, later. And Glover breaks through at 42! Went from hopping the border to hopping up the rankings, Liddell's gym. They made me take people down, Also looked great against Yuri Prohaska and would have won the fight if not for Yuri's lucky push off the cage that led to the rear naked choke. Mint quality vet. And didn't get knocked out by Jamal Hill, even though he was essentially shoved into a locker for 5 whole rounds. If Glover was still fighting today, I think he would still win a few fights. He's currently training the dominant light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira, as well as former middleweight champion Sean Strickland on the side. Brazil make tough people from the jungles, you know. So I had to include Glover Teixeira for winning a championship belt at 42 years old. Let's include the poll. Let's put the poll up. Up. Do banana. S A B and C through D. Let's see what we got. Yeah, good old Glover. S says just Deadpool. S says Matua. Glover. S or A, Glover brought us Poeton. Yes, that is going to be his legacy in hindsight. But did he really bring us Poeton, or did they like hang out together because they were both in the UFC? I mean, he helped him like in his career later, but I don't think he brought him into the UFC, did he? Which might put him in S tier. Glover is dope. He is dope. He got a belt at 42. You gotta admit that. Do you want to go? Where are we going? We're heading to Canada to support the Toronto Maple Leafs. Don't listen to Matua. MMA space is overcrowded. Always construct a backup plan just in case. That is a good point. I'm waiting for Hank Tank MMA to take off. Oh, yeah, I was going to say maybe on the Hank channel if you really wanted to do it. Don't listen to Deadpool. Don't listen to him, man. For the time we had success in. Yeah, really good period. Renaissance period. Michael Bisping won the belt at 37. Definitely a crafty bet. GSP won it at 36. Oh, yeah. The problem is I just don't see GSP as a crafty vet. Because, like, he was always in his prime when he had the belt. And then he came back, like, once and won the belt. Like, do we really, like, count that if it's just a single performance? Like, I'm not sure. So, let's see what the poll has, by the way. C through D, 29%, 43%. Ooh. A, 25%. Yeah, we're not going to have Randy Couture on his own because he's not the only 40-year-old to win a belt. 33% have it at S. 9 votes. I'll give it one more minute. C through D, 30%. Uh-oh. Yeah, GSP didn't fight enough as a vet in terms of age, but mileage, yes. All right, I'll consider him. I'll consider him on the list, and then we're going to shorten that a little bit. What constitutes a veteran? A lot of experience spent outside your prime winning fights, I'd say. Like, you have your peak, and then you're past it, but then you bounce back. And, like, even when you're up there in age, you're still winning a lot of fights and proving that you still belong. And the longer you go out of your prime winning fights, like, the better. That's why Jim Miller is a fantastic vet. It's why Randy Couture is such a great vet. Because he lost and he got knocked out and he got finished. And now he's a contender and he was still bouncing back and still going back to win the belt. And then Cub Swanson should have, like, been retired in, like, 2018. And now he's considering retirement in 2024, you know? It's ones that'll last. That's what I think. 11 votes, 36%. All right. People have spoken. There you go. Old crafty bet. Big Mediux. Let's go, Glover. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much for supporting me, guys, and giving me the belt. And it was a really long time coming, you know. Yes. Good old Glover. Good guy. There we go. DC is a great vet. He is. I'll consider DC as well because I'm all about that cake. And chicken. Damian Maya. All right. I'll consider that for the list. But I got to stop somewhere. Otherwise, this stream is going to go 5 hours. Hey, Antoine Willis, how's it going, buddy? What's up, chat? Hope y'all are having a great night. Been a while since I've seen Antoine Willis in here, but it's always great to see you. Yeah, I don't think GSP can be classed as a crafty vet because he didn't fight a young guy. In Bisping, that is true. Yeah, he fought someone his own age. Had he beat a Whitaker, then yeah. Then he's like turning back the clock a little bit, you know. Antoine Willis. GSP is kind of tough to classify as a crafty vet, but Bisping is 100% yes, and that's why he is one of my candidates for this list as well. But let's get to the next one. Now I'll try to put up the poll already. I'll be honest, guys. Like I had a lot of candidates that I'd already written up some notes on, but I was only able to get to 6 because honestly, like covering an entire career is just difficult for a lot of these guys. So at some point, I'm just going to start rambling and just trying to piece together what I know about these guys from what I remember. Also, I got Tapology. That might help a little bit, but I was able to assemble the names. Here we go. Here is my next big pick. Mr. You know him. You love him. The immortal Matt Brown. Oh, yes, sir. The immortal one, Matt Brown. Stay Brown. All right, here we go. He's Matt the Immortal Brown for a reason. The dude's bounced back in the UFC so many times, it's like his day job. Just when you think his career's over. Hellbow. Right hand. Walk off. Brown is back. It's sacrosanct at this point. Brown's never even had a whiff of gold in the UFC, but you always expected him to fight every year because Matt Brown's too cool a fighter and too much of a dog in the cage to lose 4 in a row or get himself cut, even if he did. Matt Brown's always in it to win in a banger of the fight, whether or not he's the one getting the knockout. And even if he gets chinned, he rises from the ashes with a sick knockout every single time. That Hellbow will live forever on, what was his name? He was a prospect. Let me take a look. Who was it? Matt Brown. I remember he was a rising contender, and then he just got absolutely destroyed. Oh, shit. Yeah, it was Diego Sanchez. Yes, he destroyed Diego Sanchez. That big-ass elbow. And Sanchez was looking good at that time, and then all that momentum just got stopped in its tracks by Matt Brown. That Hellbow is going to live on forever, the one on Diego Sanchez. And he retired at the perfect time, too. Coming off a flatline KO of Court McGee, still having a lot of skin in the MMA game with excerpts from his interviews and podcast appearances making the rounds in MMA news YouTube channels and sites, including Hank's Think Tank a time or two. So stay brown, Matty boy. Stay brown. I agree with Deadpool. Larry CTM has 2 daddies. Daddies! Is that true? Larry CTM is the daddy. Wonder Boy. I could consider Wonder Boy. But at the same time, like, he's actually had sort of a tough career past his prime. Like, he was able to stop Kevin Holland, but he's been getting sort of victimized since then. Like, I don't associate him too much with, past his prime. He was still looking great and was trying to get back to that number 1 contender spot. Like, I've never thought of Wonder Boy as like, yeah, he's rebounding. You know, he's having his resurgence. Like, I never thought about that. I say B because he beat a lot of same level, same age guys. That is true. Brown is B just because he never took the belt. Yeah. Was never champion. Matua, you are safe for now. But hey, Matua is always safe. John Fitch should be somewhere if you're doing all MMA. All right. That's a good point. Andrew rhymes with bathroom. Yeah. What else does Andrew rhyme with? Taboo. Yeah, but Wonder Boy was beating pretty solid guys. That is true. Matt Brown, 4 votes, but 2 of them are S. Then there's B and there's C. Hey, relax, Andrew. Stop. Matua's fine, dude. You got to relax, Andrew B. Matua did nothing. Let her go. Let him go. Stop. I'm gonna bring him back. There you go. You're back. I'm timed out for 10 seconds. But dude didn't do anything. What are you talking about? Only 5 minutes. What did Matua even do? Matua didn't do anything. Oh, brother. Now we got 33%, 29%, S, A, B, C through D. No, people are all over the place. What the fuck, Andrew B? And it's completely tied. It's completely tied again. Nice. Yeah, people. I'm sorry, Matua and Hank. Yeah, that's for the best, Andrew B. I forbid you from timing anybody out anymore during this stream, unless I tell you time this fool out. Don't time people out. I'm sorry, Andrew. Matua didn't do anything. Rhymes with bathroom. She was just making a joke. Don't worry about it. He was. S A. S and A are tied. Issy. Matua should have seen the writing of the wall and immediately defended himself. Yes. Should have thrown up a triangle. S, A, and B. Ooh, and S is back. 13 votes. Jesus Christ. 6 people watching, but 13 votes. That's a little sus. I mean, S has 31%, but you know what? I agree with the opinions of people in the chat, so I'm not counting the poll for this one. I think I'm going with B for old Matty Brown. I think that makes a lot of sense. So you gotta love Matt Brown. Classic MMA vet who retired on top, and he's literally called the Immortal, which definitely helps matters. S is ridiculous. I agree. I mean, it gets to some point where people just aren't paying attention or just showed up, and so they don't see the others that have been on the list. Actually, Matua, I was laughing in my head. That's a good one. There you go. It was a misclick. It was a misclick. Matt Brown also threatened to beat up Snoop Dogg. Based. I'm back. DJ Aiden is back. The One Direction fan is here. Get him! Get him, Andrew! Get him! No, I'm just kidding. No, he's good. He's good. S is ridiculous. Can I get DJ? What's the word for it? Safety mode. Safety mode. Turn safety on, Andrew B, on the gun. You can fire the gun, but it's on safety mode. Safety mode. It didn't work. That's solid math. Friendly fire. No, Andrew. Don't do it. That's impossible. No. Andrew, you can time me out if you want. Don't do it. Don't do it, Andrew Bay. Isha is here. Isha is confined to watching Tank Tier List Tuesday for eternity. He's here to watch it forever. This is North Korea, and Isha's here in North Korea. You shouldn't have taken that tour, Isha, from Canada all the way to North Korea. You thought it was south, but you went north, buddy. It was your mistake. And now we gotta arrest you for indecent behavior and ripping down the poster. Ripping down the poster. I never do that to you, Isha. Ban me. Ban me. He's done. A North Korean citizen trying to hop the border. Disgraceful. I sort of look like Kim Jong-un just a little bit, don't I? With the big old coat and the little tidy hair and the glasses. City life. City life. Oh. Ban the whole chat, Andrew. Ban him. Ban him. Surf is good in North Korea, at least. Yes. It has some good everybody's gone surfing. North Korea. My buddy went and surfed there. Wow. Where was he from? Or is he a North Korean citizen? That's neat. All right, I'll have to check out the water next time. Next time I'm in North Korea. But let's take a look at Hank the Tank's next pick for the Tank Tier List Tuesday, shall we? Here we go. The inspiration for this list, guys. It is Mr. Cub Swanson. Killer Cub Swanson. Old man Cubby. Old man Cubby. He's coming for you. His parents were not happy with his life choices. So was it a vacation? Yikes. Yeah, there was an American soccer player who went to North Korea, and they just found an excuse to arrest him and get him killed. So, yeah, I can understand the U.S. banning trips to North Korea. Cub Swanson, here is the poll, you guys, to vote on while I give my reasoning as to why he should be on the list. So just get DJ for now, okay? No. DJ's fine. DJ's fine, okay? He hasn't done anything creepy yet. He hasn't asked for a DJ Hank the Tank sing-along yet. He hasn't kidnapped me and put me in his cavern. He's good. Who is the legend killer of the UFC? That's a good question. Ilia Topuria. I'd sort of say Ilia Topuria at this rate right now. Sakuraba was the Gracie killer in Pride, but that doesn't count. Yeah. Anderson Silva was destroying all the middleweights during his prime. But in terms of I'd say Habib. Habib just destroyed all the notable lightweights in the UFC. Names that you remember. At least that's what I think. DDP is also destroying quite a few veterans. For a while, Hamzat was the legend killer. Jones. Yeah, Jones has killed a lot of legends. That's right, he killed Machida. Yeah, he's a crazy surfer who surfs the planet. He was not allowed to look the guards in the eyes who were escorting him to the beaches. Sort of like skateboarders who try to go all over the country to find a spot to skate, and they get in trouble with the law. Okay, I'm not doing it. Don't do it. I agree. Topuria. Yeah. John Jones is definitely a legend killer. I'm out offering. All right. See you later, Andrew B. Ilya has 2 legends. Jones has 5. Yeah, he's the ultimate. Made you hate him. Yeah, Topuria, Jones, and Schwab are the pride killers, right? One of the laws was no eye contact with the guards. Yeah, because literally they'd find any reason to arrest you. I don't know how he is still active. He lives on a boat he built and just works electrical engineering, small contracts with West Coast companies. Good for him. I'm glad he played it safe over time. Schaub is the Orton of MMA. Yeah, before Minotauro Nogueira killed the legend killer. A legend killed a legend killer, which is very fitting. Cub Swanson is the inspiration for this tier list. The only man to knock out Cub Swanson for 16 whole years of his career between 2004 and 2021 was featherweight GOAT Jose Aldo. Cub Swanson is always in a fight, and in his prime, he was beating guys we as MMA fans can't believe he beat in hindsight. He chinned Charles Oliveira, he beat Dustin Poirier, and that win against Korean Superboy Doo Ho Choi's aging like the finest of wines, considering where he is now at featherweight. A lot of the featherweights he lost to were in their primes too. 2017 Brian Ortega, 2019 Shane Burgos, 2021 Giga Chikadze, 2022 Jonathan Martinez. The tail end of his run in the UFC, or at least what I assume will be the tail end of his run, is perhaps the most astonishing, though. Technically beat Hakeem Dawodu by unanimous decision, even though I think he clearly lost 2 of the 3 rounds. MMA gods were literally on Cub's side, not wanting him to retire, getting his girl's eyeglasses. Then he has a split decision loss to Andre Philly. Still impressive he made it that close with Andre Philly, given that he was on the come-up for a short period in the featherweight division. Gets a bonus for fight of the night, and finally has an absolute back-and-forth war with Billy Q, where in classic Cub fashion, he finds a random shot that puts old man Billy out cold. In Tampa, crowd goes wild, and just like many old crafty vets, he didn't put down the gloves in the cage after his big knockout win at 41 years of age. He'll save that for a talk with his wife and an announcement full month after this. Guarantee it. Heart of the Cub is still there, even as the body and career has faded. Still having great fights, still looking sharp and speedy in his twilight years. UFC Hall of Famer for a fight. Killer Cub Swanson, ladies and gentlemen. Old man Cubby. Old man Cubby. Old man Cubby. He's coming for you with his lovely prescription glasses. He's tough as a mule. Then spends the money traveling. Good shit. Shogun and Vitor. That's basically it. Yeah, not much. Shogun, Victor, Rampage, Machida, kinda, and you can't argue Chael Sonnen. Yes, Sonnen is a legend. Such a beauty, such a beauty. What a beauty. Wait, you're Science Chai from Cord. Yes, it is Master Science Chai here in the Discord. W Cub's wife for some big old titties. Yeah, on top of having great fights, Cub has great taste. Rawr. Korean zombie on the list, by the way. I'll consider him. I'll consider him on the list. He is an old crafty vet, and he did come back from his service in North Korea, and so did Doo Ho Choi. But Korean zombie is more of a legend. A living legend. WEC for life. Cub is S tier for sure. Wow. Good stuff from Denial. Also, Cruz has some wins later on, but I don't know. That is a good. That's a good point. Cruz did find some wins afterwards. He lost most of them though. That doesn't help. Yes, it's me. It's me. It's DDP. It's Sai and Chi. Ooh. All right. 9 votes. S tier, 56%. Maybe could be recency bias. A tier, B tier at both at 22%. But S tier has taken the lead so far. The greatest Malaysian of them all. Yes, just look at that. Look at that face. It's like the man drenched in darkness going. Cute. It is pretty cute. Hank the Tank, I'm happy we are friends. Me too, DJ Aiden. Me too. Good night, DJ Aiden. Good night, DJ Aiden. The jolliest Blasian of them all. Yes, and every December 25th, he goes all around the world giving gifts to all the boys and girls. No, did he? 9 votes, 56%. People love Cub Swanson. And hey, I'm not going to disagree with them. Good shit. He is the inspiration for this list, so recency bias be damned. You're going up there, Cub. Classic Cub, dude. Although it goes against the Randy Brown rule of him never winning a belt. But then again, he has such a great legacy outside of the rankings that, I don't know, you can't deny him, I guess. So there you go. Logic be damned. Cub Swanson is an S tier, so... Too many guys in S tier. Like, but I guess before I move on, do you guys have a disagreement with this ranking? Would you want to rank him lower, or do you think that's fair? Cub Swanson in the same tier as Randy makes me feel a certain way. Yeah, like you want to gouge somebody's eyes out. I understand the feeling, man. And his wife Diddy's. They're S, not criteria. There's no criteria for S, I guess. Cubs and B with Brown. That is a good point. He's not a former champion. Yeah. It's filling up a little bit. Yeah, Cubs should be A max. All right, let me put up another one. Here we go. A or B. Let's see what results we get here. I'd personally put him in B. If I wanted to be petty, C. C for Cub. That's nice. B is 100% with 1 vote so far. So not counting much. The recency bias does come into effect, but Vote, guys. The new poll for A or B is out. 2 votes for B. Yeah. Well, just me then. Not just you. Yeah, the people have dashed. I vote B. All right, I'll allow it. There you go. B it is. Up there with Randy Brown. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Nice. And then we have classic veteran right here. Classical crafty vet. Dustin the Diamond, my friends. Dustin the Diamond Poitier. Matt Brown. Yeah, I wish I could do the alliteration, but it feels like he's more fitting a B tier. And he got into the Hall of Fame before Matt Brown as well. So, you know, that's got to count for something. That Cub's a Hall of Famer for being a old crafty vet. That's definitely counts. A. A for Dustin Poirier. I will put up the tier list in the poll in the meantime. Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Poirier. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Vote away, and I'm gonna give my description real quick. Diamonds are forever, and that proverb perfectly applies to the man from Lafayette, Louisiana, fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida. He's fought a who's who of names in the UFC and has beaten most of them, and will likely continue to do so in the future. He middled around in the UFC's featherweight division, still beat Max Holloway in that division though, so that's a plus. But that was the old Max. And got pummeled by Conor McGregor. After that, however, barring an illegal knee from Eddie Alvarez or a fluke knockout from Michael Johnson, Poirier went on a tear in the lightweight division, crushing Jim Miller, Anthony Pettis, Gaethje, Alvarez the second time around, and then current featherweight champion Max Holloway, and might have given Khabib his toughest fight as lightweight champion? You tell me. Perhaps the Diamond's greatest showing of his endurance came when he conquered his literal Irish demon in Conor McGregor and beat him twice, entering his current stage of beating scary lightweight challengers and narrowly losing title fights forever and ever until the end of time. It also gave Islam a pretty close fight. I mean, 2 judges had it 2-2 for Poirier, so regardless if you agree or disagree that he was worthy of 2 judges having it tied, like he tied with Islam going into that 5th round, and he's always dangerous. That honestly sounds like a living hell on earth to be winning contenders fights and losing title fights over and over again. Just ask Sean Strickland in a few months. But I guess it's true. Diamonds are forever. And so is Dustin Poirier as number 2 lightweight in the world. So don't be silly and jump the gilly, kids. Gilly Goose Gang. Twice. That is true. The first time it was definitive. The second time Conor rolled his ankle and hurt his foot. But he still technically beat him, so that helps. Has arguably the best round ever with Hooker. That is true. I mean, honestly, that's an argument against him as a veteran because Hooker was whooping his ass. But then again, Hooker has been looking good his last couple fights, so maybe that actually has aged pretty well. A says Matua. A is 100%. The 2 votes in here. Nice. You know what? I'll go with it. I think A is definitely very fitting. Bada bing, bada boom. His shin snapped. He didn't roll his... Oh, yeah. All right, his shin snapped. He didn't roll his... Yeah, as you can tell, this is the moment where the notes go out the window. And now I'm learning from you guys. From you fucking guys, dude. So I still have knowledge of the MMA game, but not that detailed of knowledge. Matua set up a meetup with Hank the Tank and Paradox the Chat. Matua set up a meetup with Hank the Tank and Paradox the Chad and Sniff and No Chill MMA and JVD. That'd be an Avengers level lineup right there. Avengers assemble right there. It probably costs too much. It's not in the budget, DJ, and we can't get this thing together. We got a life, you know. We're busy. I mean, he did kind of roll his ankle too, I guess. But the shin snapped. If the shin snapped, the shin snapped. Rolling his ankle is pro McGregor revisionist history. Yes. It was the shin. It was the foot, not the shin. KO. But yeah. All right. I think A is fair. Well, I got to do something really quick. Well, I put him in A tier. He is technically an interim champion. But I got to text really quick. All right, there we go. I think that's a good ranking. And then after this, we're sort of getting into, I wouldn't call it bottom of the barrel, but it's definitely guys who are very arguable as to why they're an old crafty vet. Oh, hold up shit. You right. He was interim champion. He was. He beat Max Holloway in the rematch for the interim lightweight title. I'd like to put Carlos up there, but he lost to frickin' Magny. Yeah. Are you talking about Carlos Diego Ferreira? I think that's what he's talking about. I might be wrong. Or Carlos Condit. No, it's Carlos Condit, isn't it? Yeah, it's got to be. Because he was around for a while. And he was in the welterweight division as well, so there you go. Yes, Condit. Yep. Sorry, I was able to come up with the revision just in time. I remembered. But let's go to our next candidate right here. The guy that is in Lucas Tracy's vids and in his fantasies. Old man Stippy. Old man Stippy. Old man Stippy. He's coming for you. He'll rip you to the body. He'll catch you with a jab. And look out, because he'll get you with the right hand. The old 1-2, don't you know? I'm a firefighter. I'm beating Ganu, but it's just my job. But Stipe Miocic, I mean, he was young at one point, but we've always thought of him as sort of an old man, right? He always just sort of middling around in the heavyweight division. He always looks like 35 years old, even when he's young. Who does that remind me of? It's like Steve Buscemi. He's like the Steve Buscemi of MMA. He never looks young. Or like Steve Martin, always with an old man kind of face. But as heavyweight champion, beat Fabricio right after he beat Fedor. So that's already impressive. He beat the old crafty vet and Andrei Arlovsky. Mark Hunt, that's an old man. But I mean, what really makes him a crafty vet is that he looked like a dad against Ngannou during that press conference. Like he was just in his little suit. How old was he at the time? I got to take a look. He was 35. He was 35 as heavyweight champion. Ngannou was 31. He looked like he was at the tail end of his career. And then he just destroyed Francis Ngannou. Just beat him handily with the takedowns. Looked good against Francis on the feet. And just proved that the old man still got it. 35 years old. Alex Pereira's in that stage as well. Like 35, 36, 37. And still whooping up contenders. And then Cormier beats him. Cormier just smashes him, destroys him, knockout. And then Stipe comes back through basically figuring out a better game plan to beat DC. And he's heavyweight champion again. Defends it against Cormier a third time. And, Cormier's no slouch. So those two, that winning of the belt back and the defense are both pretty badass. Loses to Francis Ngannou. In my opinion, he actually looked better than I expected against John Jones. He was able to hit him with a few combinations and keep himself alive in there for 3 rounds. Would have survived the third if not for that body kick. Now I know he was getting his ass kicked, but at the same time I thought he was going to get flatlined or subbed in rounds 1 or 2. So you never really count Stipe out. He's just tough as a boot. He's tough as a boot, as Lucas Tracy put it. I just think the tail end of his career is very impressive in my eyes. Handsome as fuck. It's a good image of Stipe. Yes, the firefighters. Is this a whites only list? No, it is not a whites only list. We got a few people, but and there is one specific MMA veteran that I'm bringing back into the mix who is not white. MJ will be somewhere. He will be somewhere, and I will include him. But there's also another old crafty bet who's non-white that I got for the list. But yeah, Stipe, I think his defenses against DC and Ngannou are pretty impressive at his age. And that's what made him the heavyweight GOAT, was when he was sort of outside his prime and still winning fights. So he's a solid vet. I would put him maybe A or B. A or B. He did lose to DC. That doesn't help. I don't know. What do you guys think? So I put up the poll. There you go. The resemblance is uncanny. Thank you. All I need is a comb over. Got the pair on. My wife did my hair up this morning. There you go. Fuck. Oh, God. There we go. Oh, fun fire. I'd rather do that than watch MMA, dude. DC is dope, and I will include DC. That's above S tier. That's where Stipe goes. Nice. Did I miss Alexei Olenek? You didn't miss him, Ish. You didn't miss him whatsoever. He's right here, buddy. Right here. I made sure to include him. So there you go. Maybe I'll include Muslim Salikov too, but that depends on what the chat wants. I I go A only because it's heavyweight and he was always in title contention. That is true. He never had a moment where he like lost and had to prove that he was a contender even after he was outside his prime. Easy S tier. He is still summing guys in RCC today. Oh, Canada, c'est familiar. Is that the a Canadian promotion? He's a Russian, right? Is he part Canadian at all? I know Isha would know if he was part Canadian. Matua Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Olenek was who I tried to remember. Yeah, there you go. Good old Alexi. The what was his name? He had a specific nickname. The Twister. The Anaconda, right? No, that's how he was getting it done. Shit. Olenek. The boa constrictor. That's it. The boa constrictor. Yeah. Yeah. Old crafty vet. Big meaty hooks. A tier so far. 5 votes, 7 watching. We got 2 more votes left. True, he never had a skid. So B. He was always one of the best. He never had a downslide in his career. Yeah, he was never tested. Where's Brendan Schaub on this list? I mean, he's good at beating up Nick Diaz on his podcast, but I don't remember him being an old crafty vet. He has Canadian citizenship. Of course, I knew that there was something to do with Canada with Alexei Olenek. He's a Canadian now, that's for sure. And he's going to be, is he actually, do you think he's going to compete in GFL, Isha, or is he just going to be a coach? Wolverine is Canadian. Yeah, what they call you? Wheels? I'm making all that MCU money, repping Canada, baby. Sipping on that syrup, I feel Canadian. My phone's on 2%. Gonna switch to TV, so can't type. Good stream. Thank you very much, Just Deadpool. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, City Life Project. Also, Isha, just want to let you know, you are allowed back into the Fight Companion, so it's all good. Water under the bridge. Let's just let's try to bring things back to normal. I got no ill will towards you, my guy. So let's patch things up. Let's do the old handshake, and we're back together, and we're bigger and badder than ever. The mega powers. Just letting you know, Isha, you're always gonna be a good friend of mine. I'll type for Deadpool. Good shit. 2 smelly fingers. Just Deadpool. I wiggle my ass. Jesus Christ Almighty. Yeah, he's got quite a few quotes. Does he? Later, Deadpool. I think he could actually beat half the guys in GFL still. He could. That's why he should fight. He shouldn't coach. He should go back full time. Don't patch it up. Keep the beef. Yeah, that's right. That'll get us views, Isha. So pretend you're mad at me. Isha's real mad at me. He hates me, man. I'm a villain. And then we'll get double digits. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? I know you're working for the CIA, but that's better than working for the Mafia. All right. The gang is back together, baby. Gang is fully back together. I love it. A for Stipe. There you go. This is what Jesus would want. It is what Jesus would want. And Isha and I have been buddies since 2023, so easier to patch things up. All right, made the round saying what's up to the homies. I got to finish some work. Good night, everyone. Good night, Isha. Good night. Thank you and God bless. And we will see you on the next one. This is what Jesus would want. It is what Jesus would want. What would Jeebus do? Peace, Isha. Take care. Jesus hates me. Yeah. My Muslim brother. He's the real Bilal. Isha is the real Bilal, ladies and gentlemen. He's fighting for that welterweight belt in the future. Yes, sir. But no, that's Bilal Hassan. But Isha will be his hype man, along with Goozy. Good old Goozy Hines. Isha was always in his corner. All right, Isha, Mr. Stipe Miocic goes in A tier. Later, City Life, big homie. He's a big dog, big bear, baby. He's a Canuck. He's the predator of anyone who's a cuck. Oh, he has found you, junkie. Don't you run from me, little junkie. All right. Stipe is an A tier. Let's go, dude. And let's take a look at our next big old crafty bet. Dan Henderson. Yeah. Good old Hendo. The H-bomb. H-bomb is on the list. Let me put up the poll real quick. And I'll run through my reasons as to why I have Dan Henderson as a potential old crafty bet for this list. Yeah. I am just impressed with how much he was able to accomplish over his career. Lengthy career, full of highs and lows. And honestly, I think he ended his career on a high. Against Michael Bisping, he rocked Bisping. Now, I know just like the GSP rule, Bisping was a very similar age to Dan Henderson, so that sort of reduces the quality of his comeback against Bisping. But in his final fight of his MMA career, he took the champ to the distance and almost won the belt. He almost won the UFC middleweight title in his last fight in MMA. A lot of people think that Dan Henderson actually beat Bisping in their rematch, and he was 46 years old when he fought Michael Bisping. He was 37, and he nearly beat him at 46 years old. If he'd have beaten Michael Bisping, he would have been the oldest UFC champion ever, and that includes Glover Teixeira. I just find that very impressive. Hendo has a lot of staying power. Sort of like Cub Swanson and Matt Brown. He was always in it. He'd suffer a loss against Gegard Mousasi, come back against Tim Bosch, lost to Vitor Belfort, come back against Hector Lombard with an impressive knockout. He got 2 bonuses for his rematch with Mauricio Hua in a great fight. That's a fight that UFC is always playing in November, December. Great fights that we should be thankful for. And let's look at the age of Dan Henderson when he was in that fight with Shogun Hua. 43 years of age against a 32-year-old man, and he had that kind of fight. That's crazy, dude. The staying power of Dan Henderson in MMA is just fucking ridiculous. Split decision loss against Rashad. Split decision loss against Lyoto. Both guys in their prime. Had an all-time great fight with Mauricio Hua the first time. Beat Fedor in 2011. Destroyed Fedor in 2011. I know that he lost to shit. He was the guy that Stipe put out. God, my memory is terrible. Fabricio Verdum. I know he lost by sub to Fabricio Verdum, but wasn't Dan Henderson the first guy to put him out? Doctor stoppage against Antonio Silva. That's a doctor stoppage, but Dan Henderson put him out. Put Fedor out. And that's still a really good Fedor Emelianenko. That's just impressive, man. And let's look at the age that Henderson was when he knocked him out. Henderson was 40. Fedor was 34, and he still put him out cold. It's just crazy. Unanimous decision loss to Jake Shields. Close fight with Jake frickin' Shields in 2010. Pride champion at in his mid-30s against Vanderlei Silva, put him out. It just seems like once he hit his mid-30s, that's when the real Dan Henderson turned on, man. I know he was always a knockout artist, but he started to find the power later in his age, and he's in the big time fights, he almost always delivered. So I don't know. I feel like Dan Henderson was always in it up until the very end. So for that reason, I think he's definitely an old crafty bet. Big meaty hooks. Oh, you got Hendo in here. Damn, I guess he competed the longest. He competed in 1 day, 8-man tournaments. Yeah, probably in his middle age too. I agree with Matua because Matua is handsome and he knows more than me. That is if Judge Deadpool were here and typing, I know that's exactly what he would say. 100% Matua. Johnny Hendricks. Yeah. Good old crafty vet Johnny Hendricks pre-USADA. And then afterwards, Dan Henderson is at 100%, 3 votes. We got 7 people in here. We could keep it up. That's 100%. Johnny Hendricks. Yeah, good one. Good one, Larry. Yeah. After USADA, he looked like maybe the worst MMA veteran I've ever seen in my entire life. But I like the spirit. I like the spirit of it. 5 votes for S. Let's go. Oh, 9 watching. Hot damn. Dan Henderson is just built like a dad. Yes, and he's constantly winning world titles as a daddy. So, yeah. He was Stipe before Stipe, dude. He was cooler than Stipe to boot. So, that helps. Nothing screams more Gen X dad than Hendo. I had to include Dan Henderson. It was like one of the first guys to come to mind. Yeah. Gen X dad, yeah. Dude, I remember Sandman and Steve Austin back in the day. Those guys. Do you ever watch The Simpsons? You kids ever watch The Simpsons? Dude, King of the Hill. King of the Hill. That is my entire Bible for life, man. Just drinking beer, being in the front yard, talking to Boomhauer and old man, old dude, got the world champion, old for the pride, going to Japan. Woo, man, hanging out with all those pretty ladies. Konnichiwa, you know what I'm saying, man? Mm-hmm. Randy Couture and Hendo are S tier, 100%. Yes, sir. And it seems like most of the people in the poll completely agree. So I'm glad. I think I made the right decision here, folks. I had to include him, man. I had to include him. I'm surprised that he wasn't mentioned before I mentioned him. But there are so many names in MMA. It's hard to keep track. I get it, guys. So there you go. Dan Henderson. And then we have another interesting figure. Cowboy Cerrone. Yes. Donald Cowboy Cerrone. Let me take a look through his career on Tapology just so I can remember everything. First of all, he's on TRT and he wants to come back. He wants to come back again. And honestly, I'd pick Cowboy in a few of his fights if he came back to MMA on TRT. Have him in GFL. Have Cowboy Cerrone in GFL. He will win a bunch of fights and make the GFL a lot of money. That is what I predict. I know he looked terrible against Conor McGregor, but Cowboy Cerrone usually isn't getting absolutely destroyed that easily. Beat AI Quinta in 2019. Alexander Hernandez, who can forget when Hernandez called him an old-ass man who had nothing left, and he was just going to show that he never belonged in MMA, that he's the future, and Cowboy can never cut it. And then Cowboy just, bam, head kick, bam, schooled him with 1-2 after 1-2, took him down, beat him up. Armbar to Mike Perry in 2018. To Mike Perry. Destroyed Mike Perry. Platinum Mike Perry. That is aged very well. I know he lost to Tony Ferguson, so that doesn't exactly help. And the downslide of his career wasn't that great. Cowboy, he lasted well beyond his years. Yancy Medeiros, Darren Till, Robbie Law, Jorge Masvidal. He had a limit. He definitely had a ceiling for his quality. But a head kick to Matt Brown in 2016, that classic knockout of Rick Story, one of the best combo knockouts you'll ever see in 2016. Rafael Dos Anjos fought for a belt in 2015. And how long had he been around before that? He'd been around for 5 years. For 5 years in the UFC before he got a title shot. 5 years in the UFC before he got his first title shot. And then he was kicking ass in WEC before that as well. Charles Oliveira knocked him out in 2011. That always ages pretty well. Dennis Seaver, Nate Diaz. Ugh, that was rough. But performance bonus after performance bonus after performance bonus after performance bonus. Destroyed Jim Miller in 2014. Beat Eddie Alvarez in 2014 as well. Benson Henderson in 2015. He's on a roll, dude. And I'm pretty sure that he was in his 30s by that point as well. I know that's usually your prime, but I don't know, man. He's very tough. Cerrone is going in D tier. Ooh, them's fighting words right there. All right, I'll put it up. Maybe it's not what people think of. S-A-B-C Through D. This isn't going to work out. Uh-oh. B or C. He had a terrible downfall. Yeah, that was a rotten downfall. C. Yikes. Didn't he have like a 5-fight loss streak or something? The Hernandez fight was his last good win. Yeah, he was an old crafty vet for maybe a shorter time period than I thought. Cowboy's literal definition of a journeyman, just fighting to collect the check. Yeah, but he had good performances every now and again. Cerrone's peak kind of ended in 2016 to 2018-ish. Yeah, we remember him for the downslide, but a good old boy. Orange Trunk Cerrone, though, legendary stuff. I'd say D tier strictly because as an old man, he was not good. Very, very bad. Very bad. Very bad, folks. People are in agreement. Shit. He beat Eddie Alvarez. Yes, he did. He beat Eddie Alvarez. Eddie is the GOAT. Eddie! According to his wife as well. OSP. I'm sorry. I think the door is closed for vets I'm going to have on the list. I love Prime Cerrone, but come on, old Cerrone was not good. Cowboy wasn't inconsistent, but he was definitely one of the best at his best. Yeah, maybe at his worst, he was not so great. Journeyman don't fight for the belt 3 times. Did he fight for the belt 3 times? Jamie Varner. All right, looks like he only fought for a belt 2 times. Maybe I'm forgetting things. Yeah. Wow. But people are going to rank this low. S or C through D, 5 votes. Yeah, it's looking on the lower side, guys. So honestly, twice in WC, once in UFC. Yeah, that was in his prime, though. Maybe he's always been sort of an old head in my heart. Still saying B because he put on the definition of a clinic against Alex Hernandez. Yeah, and that's what I remember him for, man. I'm going to wait 1 more minute. 8 people watching. You can be the swing vote right here. We are tied between S and C through D. So if nothing changes, then I'll look at the comments and see which one convinces me the most about where he would place. Tua says C. Cerrone is going in D tier. Honestly, Science sort of convinced me that he might be D. Yeah. All right. I'm making a choice. Also, remember, Cerrone lasted longer than Aldo did. That is crazy. That's a very interesting piece of trivia. He lasted long, but maybe not. Maybe he didn't get that many wins, but he still lasted. I don't know, man. I think I might have to put him in D. I might have to. It was also last minute, my inclusion of him, so maybe I wasn't even fully convinced that he belonged on the list. So, but we needed someone to go in D tier, and that was Cowboy Cerrone. Matua is not my boy, and doesn't speak for me. WBB can. Yes, whoa, Black Betty Bambalam. Whoa, Black Betty Bambalam. That is his defense attorney. Attorney-client privileges. Orange Trunk Cerrone versus Diamond Poirier. Who wins? Honestly, like I feel like Dustin is in every single fight. Like every single fight, even the ones that he loses, he's always puts in a good effort. Like if he can make it very close. I mean, as close as an American fighter can be with Habib and Islam. I don't know. Cerrone has great timing, but today's Poirier probably smokes him. Probably cracks him with something big. And then we have a living legend. I'll be honest, a living legend. Everybody loves this guy. And you will find him in the GFL next year. His name is Alexei Olenek, my friends. The Boa Constrictor. Let me take a look at his later career. I remember I saw a list on Tapology of like top 100 fan favorite fighters. And this guy was on it at like 37, 36. Like maybe at some point he was even in the 20s. I was like, how do people love this random ass Russian? Alexei Olenek, 61 wins and 18 losses. 2023, Yeah, like Isha said, in RCC, in a Canadian promotion, he's still subbing young guys by arm triangle, getting knockouts. UFC lost to Ear Latifi, great. Ole Thompson, random Russian promotion. Then he goes to Canada and gets submissions. Jared Vandera. Yes, I remember him. Oh, man. The Mountain. And he was 44 years old, and Mr. Jared was 29 years of age. Neck crank from a scarf hold, round 1. Gets a bonus on his way out of the UFC. Fabricio Verdum beats him in 2020? Damn, man. Both men are 42 years of age, so that makes sense. Maurice Green, armbar in 2020, still in his 40s. Mark Hunt with the rear naked choke in 2018, dude. Like, he should be he's sort of like Glover at heavyweight. He just finds the submission when he needs to. Like, against guys that you'd think would smoke him, especially at heavyweight. That's super impressive that he's finding these submissions on one-punch knockout guys. Neck crank Ezekiel Crow, neck crank, and he's getting like sub after sub after sub after sub. Yeah, that's impressive, man. 60 wins. And then when he comes to the UFC, he's putting out big names. Thiago Santos, Ezekiel choke in 2009, when Thiago Santos was just getting started. That's pretty good, man. Yeah. Lost to Chael Sonnen outside the UFC. No shame in that, by decision. M1, he was just a fucking monster. And then when he comes to the UFC, he just gets a few wins, man. Win, loss, but at 40 years of age, that's still super impressive. Neck cranks Travis Brown in 2017. That was like peak Travis Brown. Yeah, he's getting subs that he shouldn't be getting. That shit's crazy. So I'm gonna put him on there. Alexei Olenek is a legend. SABCD. There we go. So yeah, I mean, I was introduced to Alexei Olenek like a year or two ago, and I was just amazed at some of the wins that he was getting. This guy's crazy. Alexei Olenek is a fossil. Yeah, he's still getting subs, dude. It's crazy. So it's like freaking old ass submission Fedor. Basically like a lightweight Anderson Silva with the knees, elbows, and kicks. Crazy Muay Thai ability from lightweight for Cerrone. It's essentially Cerrone's Muay Thai versus Dustin's boxing. I always trust in Dustin's boxing. Tapping for the awful smell of that armpit. Yeah, that's not going to help. Getting suffocated by that armpit. B, defeat via body odor. Hysterical. I can always speak for Deadpool. Yeah, and he usually agrees, man. Facts. Alexei Olenek B. This is a good selection for this list. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah. B is at 50%. C through D at 50. 2 votes. Come on, man. Let's hear some more for Alexei Olenek. Also, I mean, you had to be there seeing his wins. Jared Vandera. I get that they're a low quality of opponent, a low caliber at times, but still, he's getting it done. Let me look at that age again. Yeah, 42 years of age. I mean, he's just sort of like Glover Teixeira at heavyweight. Yeah. Round 2 sub. Mark Hunt. That's a great name to have a sub against. Travis Brown was really good in his prime. Crow Cop in 2013. That's when Crow Cop was winning tournaments. And he beat him by neck crank. Nice. I don't know, that's a good list. 67% say C through D, though. Fair. All right. I'll put Alexei Olenek on there, but I'm not going to like it. I'm going to put him in C, though. I refuse to put him in D. This dude's a living legend. 60 wins is crazy. Nice. Then we have Mr. Michael Bisping. on top of Dan Henderson. Yeah, I mean, he and somebody made a good point that just like Dan Henderson and George St. Pierre, and as well as Glover Teixeira and Randy Couture, Michael Bisping won the middleweight title in his 30s when he had been knocked out by Dan Henderson and was knocked out by Vitor Belfort as well, was getting head kicked by him, and he just took a fight on short notice when he was like number 4, number 3 in the world. Beat Anderson Silva when he was just coming out of his prime. Took up the short notice opportunity, got the win, chinned Luke Rockhold. I get he didn't look that great against Dan Henderson and George St. Pierre, and then Kevin Gastelum whooped his ass. But just the fact that he was able to push through. And let me look at that age again. When did he get it done? Count Michael Bisping. Yeah. Oops. $37 against a 31-year-old, 6-year difference. He was just leaving his prime, and he still chinned Rockhold with one eye, dude. One eye, and he was still able to bounce back. CB Dalloway, Thales Litis. I know these aren't big names. To go from getting guillotined by Rockhold in round 2, though, to just chinning him in round 1, that's quite the freaking accomplishment. And then coming back from losing his eye against Vitor Belfort is crazy. Chael Sonnen beats him. He still finds a way to become middleweight champion. Still got out of the game relatively unscathed. I mean, I know he lost his eye, but like last couple years, he was in a great spot. Only lost to Kevin Gastelum, and then just going from that to a commentary job where he's a perfectly happy individual and still acknowledged as a middleweight champion. Like that's your legacy. Like going from middleweight champion to like commentary in just a few years. That's a pretty good exit from the sport, if I do say so myself. From the young stud to the guy who's just like, oh, he's always there in the middleweight division to world champion, like right away. There are guys who have had like more impressive roads to the belt, but I don't know, just the fact he got it done is very impressive. I think that makes him A tier at a minimum. At least that's my opinion. But let me see what people think. Bisping's S. Ooh, Bisping thinks he is the S of the old crafty bets. Olenek, I'll say A. I like that. I like his loss to Jeff Munson. Bisping as a commentator sucks, and as a fighter overall was mid. But as an old man, his wins were ridiculous, considering how old he was, the fact he lost his eye, his activity, and the fact he accomplished all that with one eye. It's sort of miraculous. I think Rockhold would have won the rematch. Probably. But, hey, sometimes life deals you a hell of a hand. And you got to know when to hold them and then know when to fold them. I'm with Scienchi. Bisping is the alliteration king. He has his fans. It is true. It's damn true. I disagree with Scienchi now. Oh, that's a shame. B, one vote for B. Uh-oh. It's because Matua disagreed with Scienchi in that given moment. He just woke up and chose violence. So there you go. Oh God, people have left. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna go into Hank the Tank just making his own decisions from now on, since people are tired of my shit. I got to I gotta do all this shit by myself at this point until all the people return. Plus, I've gone on an hour and 30 minutes, and it's 9:50 a.m. But yeah, I'm gonna make my choice. Someone said B. Still won a belt. 30. Is it as impressive as Dan Henderson, though? Honestly, I think he's probably on the same level as Stipe. Wait, that's Cowboy. What the fuck? God damn it. There he is. Crap. I had put Bisping in A. I don't know, like, because Glover had a better road to the belt. Randy Couture was always in it, always winning title fights. Still looked good, like, on his way out. Bisping didn't look as great on his way out. Henderson almost won the belt in his last fight. Bisping lost on his way out. Bisping still was able to get a belt, so that makes him instant A, in my opinion. I think he's up there with Stipe. Pretty bad fall from grace at the end, but the fact they were still able to become champion at the very end and show their worth, I think that's a quality, A material. There you go. And then here we go. I told you that it wasn't all whiteys. I wasn't all whiteys, Matua. We have Derek, the Black Beast, Lewis. Ooh, Derek Lewis. I have him as a vet on this list. He's one of the most fun heavyweight vets there is. Like, he's always in it. There's always predictors that are just like, you know what? I'm just going to pick Derek Lewis to win because I know that at some point he's just going to find that punch and he's just going to put the other guy out. Rodrigo Nascimento. Oh, yeah, he was able to beat Rodrigo Nascimento, who was 11-1. I know he's sort of shit, but he was still on an 11-fight win streak going into this fight with Derek Lewis. He was undefeated at that point. Oh, Chris Dawkins. Yeah, he got him with hooks. But then he beats Dontel Mayo's Ear Latifi, Tanner Boser. He was a rising contender, and then Lewis just put him out and canceled his grappling. And then against Jailton Almeida, he was stuffing the takedowns, or he was getting right back up when Almeida was putting him down. Almeida couldn't finish him. He went the distance with Almeida over 5 rounds. Like, that's impressive. And how old was Derek Lewis when he had that fight? 38 years of age, and he's not getting subbed by Jailton Almeida when frickin' Rosenstruik is getting subbed by Jailton Almeida. Like, there's something about Derek Lewis where it's just hard to put him down. Hard to keep him down. Marco Rogerio, he just pulls a fucking Jorge Masvidal out of nowhere. That's crafty. Like, you got to admit, Matua, that's crafty. If he's like, you know what? I'm just going to throw up a jump knee and see what happens. And that's what gets him the win. Tai Tuivasa, Sergey Pavlovich, those are future contenders. Curtis Blades, he just throws up an uppercut and puts Blades out. Like, it's on the same level of Michael Johnson just knocking out Dustin Poirier, you know? When he beat Volkov and he took his coach's advice and he got up in Volkov's face and he just put his lights out. Like, that is the signs of an old crafty vet. Someone who's like should not be beating the guys that he's beating. I know he's a journeyman, but he's doing a lot of this shit in his mid-30s as well. I think that's indicative of an old veteran. Knocked out Alexei Olenek when Olenek was subbing everybody in 2020, and he just put Olenek out. Like, that's pretty impressive. Got to have that title fight with Daniel Cormier, first time in his heavyweight career, because he knocked out Alexander Volkov. That win is still aged like a fine wine. Beat Francis Ngannou by decision. That's crazy. That's crazy that he beat Francis Ngannou by decision. Say what you want about the fight. Like, there's just some wins that he's getting that he should honestly not be getting at all. And he's still like, he's in the prime of his career where he's getting sponsorships and is like a spokesperson for a brand in his late 30s when he's on the way out. Like, I could still see Derek Lewis winning a fight against Alexander Romanov. Yonata Denise, he has a chance. Like, he's always in it as an old crafty bet. So, you know what? And now there's four people. I think I can get away with it. Where would we rank Derek Lewis? He's still in it. Still in it as a vet. And his wins are really good. Let's be honest here. You know, Curtis Blades just fought for a belt. Dominated Francis. Yeah, over 3 rounds. Okay, he's crafty. His get-up game is very good. Yeah. And he's just, again, if he pulled off all sorts of different wins in fights that you should not be winning, like, that is the definition of crafty. I want to see Derek Lewis versus Aspinall before Lewis is too old. That would be fun. Honestly, I see that going the way of the Curtis Blades win, though, where Aspinall just gets the jab, you know, and puts Lewis out. Aspinall's a guy who gets his opponents out of there quick. I don't think Lewis would fare any better, to be honest. It's sad. Like, maybe Lewis is tough enough that he could go more than a round with Aspinall, but I don't think he's Volkov material. B, Lewis is not crafty. Yeah, but he's got fuck you power, and that definitely helps. When have you seen Lewis get beat up? By Tai Tuivasa. Tai Tuivasa beat him up. I know that was a back and forth fight, but he got put out by Sergey Pavlovich pretty easily. Tai Tuivasa kicked his ass. Cyril Gahn beat his ass. So in the modern day, he's still getting, you know, he's losing by knockout. This is heavyweight after all. Mark Hunt knocked him out, but he stays in it. He's always in it. Aspinall would just out grapple him. Yeah. I don't know. Now, in that case, I could actually see Derek Lewis maybe finding a way to get back up. That I see him actually outperforming in. Lewis is crafty. Hank made good points. Tuivasa beat up Lewis bad. Yep. Much smarter game plan than striking with Lewis. That's true. Although, honestly, I feel like if you're Tom Aspinall, you could sort of get away with it. Nasty elbow. Like Tom Aspinall is Derek Lewis on speed. Nasty elbow. Derek is like an obese Michael Johnson, just inconsistent and has just as much firepower in his hands. Yeah. Between S and B, oh, now they're fully tied. Holy shit. S tier, 40%? Whoa. That's crazy. Who are you people? I did not expect this outcome at all. Maybe I convinced people enough, though. A, B, and C. I'm going to pretend that the S votes don't exist. I'll be honest, guys. I'll give it one more minute, and then I'll make my decision. I think B is fitting. I think B works. So screw the polls. Screw you guys. I'm going home. I'm putting Derek Lewis in B. His balls are hot. They're always hot. My balls are on a hot streak. Woo! There you go. Attaboy, Derek Lewis. And this one might rile people's feathers. People might not like this one. I had to include a woman on here because there's been a history of women's MMA. There have been some old crafty vets in women's MMA, but I'd say the most successful, it's not Holly Holm. It's Miesha Tate. Got to put Miesha Tate in there, I think. Cupcake Tate. Like, still looks pretty good in her division. It's still bantamweight, right? I'm pretty sure it's bantamweight, or is it flyweight? Let me check. But Miesha Tate, you know, she lost to Ronda Rousey, had the best fight, honestly, of most of Rousey's opponents before Holly Holm. And then after that, when Holly Holm beat Ronda Rousey, Miesha Tate then beat Holly Holm. Like, that is a pretty old crafty vet move. Like, I can't think of a lot of old crafty vets in women's MMA and the UFC who, like, bounced back from losses. Like, I don't know. I feel like Miesha Tate, it's just impressive that she had such a great comeback, like 3 years later after getting beaten up by Ronda Rousey. She takes on a fresh new champion, the one who beat her in Holly Holm, and she just backpacks her and gets the sub in a really good fight, by the way. You should check out that fight. It's actually pretty solid. Miesha Tate, she got a win. Let me look at this, because it popped into my mind. And she won her last fight against Julia Avila. Lost to Lauren Murphy, Caitlin Vera. 2021, she got a win. Amanda Nunes beat her, yeah. After she lost to Ronda Rousey, she just went on a 5-fight win streak, beat Holly Holm, lost to Amanda Nunes, everybody does. Lost by rear naked choke to Amanda. She didn't even get knocked out. Let and then came back and just won in 2023. So I don't know. I know that Holly Holm has stayed around, and it's through leaning against her opponents on the cage and pulling a Marab. I don't know. I hate that approach, to be honest. She beat Liz Carmouche in 2014. God, that's a really good rebound. Yeah. Lost to Ronda Rousey, then came back and lost later in the fight to Ronda Rousey when everybody else was getting beat up in round 1. Been around forever. Been around since 2006. And she won the belt in 2016. I don't know. That's a little crazy. Maybe you could include Raquel Pennington, I guess, as well. But I don't know. I think Miesha Tate's the one. Tate S tier, you know exactly why. She has always sucked. Yeah, but she still found a way to get to the belt. Out cold in the first round. S tier, she looks fantastic. D tier, she can get it. Oh, her fights, now she's mid. I agree with Larry, but she looks fantastic. You should check out these leaks of Miesha to know. Much more important than fighting skills. Is she butt ass? I think I know how people are gonna vote for this one, but I'm gonna put up the poll. SAB. Wow. Oh man. Now the votes are all over the place. SAB and C through D. I mean, you got to admit that she's one of the best of the vets, because I know that Juliana Pena came back and she beat Raquel Pennington, but Pennington's mid. Pennington has never really looked all that good. But she did come back. Pennington did come back. She is an old crafty vet as well. There's a few. I mean, Cyborg always dominated. She's not an old crafty vet. Liz Carmouche is sort of an old crafty vet, but we don't really recognize her efforts outside the UFC. Miesha Tate won the belt, started her career in 2004, and she won a belt in 2016. That's pretty impressive. And beat Holly Holm. Hey, Isha, how's it going? Those leaks of Miesha, those leaks are amazing, apparently. Just because she sucked her way to a belt doesn't take away she was more of a champion than Rousey. Nice. That is true. Got to admit, she's one of the worst of the vets. I agree with that. But I think she's the best of the women's MMA vets. Wow. Some have her at S. No way my texts aren't coming through. No, my texts aren't coming through. Chael just posted a video. Oh. Watch now. All right. Let's take a look. Where does Kevin Lee fit into all this? Where does he fit into all this? LS Wind, it nasty. Guys, Chael made a video response. Gilbert Burns posted Chael's phone number. It's the most Chael response ever. Can you send me 30K? I'm 15 and my mom has autism. I'm dying. He's reading the messages. I hope he reads Jay's and mine. Mine was a super lit question. Now he's calling people who texted him. Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. His Chael Sonnen's phone number is 503-754-0207. So text him, call him, do whatever, and Chael will respond to you, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Man of the people right there. Man of the people, Chael Sonnen. He is responding to the texts. He's calling everyone back. It's amazing. I'm dying. Oh, fantastic. 51 minutes of Chael content is goated. Yeah, but what if someone else is calling him already? All right. I'm going to try to text him. I typed in Chael Sonnen. That is not going to work. Fuck. All right, let me try to call him. It's not going to work out, but I'll try it. All right, let's try it.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Yo, Chael P. Son, an undefeated, undisputed West Lynn gangster. This is Hank the Tank from the SkateTank MMA podcast, and I have to ask you, Chael, where would you rank on a list of the old crafty vets? I know you had a career after the UFC, and you produced some of your best work. Some of your best work was against Tito Ortiz and against whoever the hell, Fedor or something in Bellator, or other stuff. And Rampage, you did great against Quinton Rampage Jackson. That's a pretty old crafty vet move, Chael. So let me know, how does it feel to be undefeated and undisputed? And where would you rank on an old crafty vet list? Would you be S, A, B, C, or D? Are you undefeated? Should you get S, or should you be C for Uncle Chael? Just letting you know. Where does Chael Sonnen fit into all this? So thanks, champ. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll catch you later. There you go. Call him on stream. I just did. Will he give us money? Yes, millions and millions of dollars. I'm sure he made a boatload from that Covington fight. He can't change his phone because he has too many two-face authenticators with the number attached to his crypto accounts. Whap, 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 whap. Well, it said it was voicemail. It didn't even say it was Chael Sonnen, so maybe I called the wrong thing. I'm going to take a look at that, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, the holidays are here. Lights are twinkling. The gift list is growing.
Oh, God, paid promotion.
Clinically
proven to reset your hair. So he said he's stuck with it. He's going to roll with it for now. You use the code Chael.
That's over 40% savings. Guys, don't let meat sweat ruin your holiday. Smell like a champion with Mando. And don't forget to tell
Explains that he did the same thing with Chad Mendes. Oh, so Chael can't be mad. That's funny.
Daniel Cormier and I were talking, and I believe the context is who could be next for Joaquin Buckley. And if I'm wrong, maybe it was who was next for Colby. We were matching up top guys at 170.
Is I mean, share his number. Is it actually the number in the thumbnail, Isha? Anyway, as Chael's rambling, I'm going to look at the results. S tier 38%. She is a champion. That's true. You know what? The people have spoken. People have spoken. They said S. So that's a, nice, pleasant surprise. She's a champion. So of the old crafty vets, of the females, Jesus Christ, I keep putting fucking Cowboy Cerrone up there. All right, there you go. So that's Hank the Tank's list. God, classic Chael Sonnen. It's taken him 5 minutes to get to the point. Yeah. Oh, +1. Wait, let me see if it was the wrong number. I'm gonna add 1 at the end and see if we get Chael's voicemail. 754 207.
Your call has been forwarded.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I'll text him. I'll add Chael Sonnen as a contact. He's my emergency contact for when I suffer a heart attack or some other horrific illness. I will ask the doctors to contact Chael Sonnen as my emergency contact. That's going to be a horror for Sonnen, let's be honest. Uncle Chael. I'll name him Uncle Chael. There you go. And let's add a phone number. Oops. There we go. And then done. Let me try to find a photo of Chael Sonnen as well. All right, there we go. And then God damn it. Done. Yes, there we go. There we go. Done. Here we go. Oh, Uncle Chael, that's my emergency contact right there, folks. I have Uncle Chael is a very important contact for me. Good shit. All right, let's see if I can call him now.
The number you dialed has been protected. To make a safe call, please enter verification code in the dial pad. Your verification code is 2.
All right. Great conversation with my good buddy, Uncle Chael. Assalamu alaikum. Can you imitate Uncle Chael getting caught taking steroids? See, when I was with Vanderlei, when I saw Vanderlei backstage during the Pride show, I saw him stick a needle up his ass. I saw Vanderlei, the axe murderer, with HGH in his veins, and I asked him, "Hey, could you pass the blunt, homie? Could you pass the blunt to the Westland gangster?" And I juiced up. I juiced up against Fedor. I will admit that I juiced up against John Jones. But if you're not cheating, you're not trying. That's what happened when I ran for office in 2010, 2011. So never trust a gangster. And if someone is sticking a needle in their arm, you got to take a hit. You got to take a hit. So that was me during the Pride days. That's how I won, guys. TRT Belfort, if he can do it, I can too. Hank the Tank, what are you doing? I have Uncle Chael as my emergency contact. Why does Chael always look like he has an apple in his mouth? Because his cheeks are way too big, and probably a result of the steroids. Shh. Can you imitate Chael saying, "I can't let you get close," to his wife when she wants to make love to him? Please, Chael. You got that money from the Anderson Silva boxing fight. Oh, and it's turning me on. The power, the money, the stock increases. You're friends with Colby, who's friends with the president. Oh my God, I love you. I love you. It's attracting me. Oh, I'm sorry, babe. I can't let you get close. I can't let you get close. This is my money. If you want to have some of my money, you got to fight for it. So you need to stop. You need to stop. I'm not taking you to bed. So you need to stop and you have to relax. One now, Chael. Make love to me, Chael. One now. I can't let you get close. I'm going to take you down. I'm going to take you down in bed, sweetie. Can you imitate Chandler's kids getting pissed off when Chandler says, "Do your homework"? No, because then Hank the Tank's a terrible person. Hank the Tank's a scummy, despicable human being, and you got to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and just ignore the haters, man. I'm going to get that Conor McGregor. Gonna get that Conor McGregor red panty night, baby. I'm not going to let stupid Hank the Tank or Guru or all these evil, disgusting sadists, the scum of humanity, I'm not going to let them get to me. Hey, we're not... Oh, God. Chandler's kids getting pissed off with Chandler. Dude, this is about hip-hop culture. This is about our people. You don't know anything about hip-hop. Yo, kids. Yo, teach me some of those street smarts, kids. I'm from the hood. I may be from fucking Washington, D.C., but dude, there were some homies with me. There were some ghettos. I know about hip-hop history, kids. Come on. I'm just like you. I'm part of those communities. I'm part of the culture. Shut up, Dad. Colby basically is Chael. Yeah, he is. Chael Jr., except less funny or smart or witty. One now. Common, come on, imitate Chandler's kids. There you go. Hip-hop culture. Hank is on one today. Yes. I'm going to get canceled by Michael. You need to talk about DJ Aiden on the podcast. Please, Hank the Tank. Stop being a stalker, DJ Aiden. Stop being obsessive and latching onto me. Just enjoy the show, DJ Aiden. I'm talking about you right now, DJ Aiden. But it's an unpleasant way, man. As long as you just contribute in the chat and try to be a normal member of society, you're getting what you want, man. And you can wait until Saturday night, and then you can hop on the post show, man. But no, DJ Aiden. You're not the star of the show. You need to start your own YouTube channel and make your own videos. Don't worry, say mashallah. You won't be canceled. Inshallah. Alhamdulillah. God give me everything. Impression of Hap and Ace Chandler asking their dad for fried chicken. But Dad, I need to get outside the wired gates to do that. Please, just let the limo driver get us there. No, kids. You're part of my experiment. You're part of my political experiment to prove that you can pull yourself up by the bootstraps and cut a few corners and walk up a few extra steps in life, and that, you know, people of your kind, they can find their way up to the top. But Obama won already, Dad. We know that. Shut up, kids. This isn't for me. This isn't for you. This is for your mother, okay? But on a serious note, I'm curious about how Armin will defend Islam's foot sweeps. He won't. Islam out-scrambled Armin last time, so yeah. I know it's an improved Armin. I know it's an improved Armin, but Islam is just really good clutch. Impression of Chandler asking his wife if they should adopt a white kid. Please, honey. Ugh. All right, fine. Just leave me alone, okay? I'll do what you want. Whatever pregnant lady I have to talk to get it. You got it, sweetie. But now let's go on to the list that other people have sorted out. Never piss off a gangster. Let me change the lettering. Let me make some space as well, or reduce the space. Oops. Yeah, GSP don't count as no vet. I'm getting rid of Wonder Boy, John Fitch, Korean Zombie, and Dominic Cruz. So these are the suggestions from the SkateTank Army while I was going through the list. What's a better color? Maybe yellow for yellow ass skin of the old crafty VETS. Yeah. All right, here's the list. Let me make it bigger too. There we go. All right, so of this list, I'm going to have, okay, so Clay Guida, 4, 8, 12. I'm gonna have a top 3 in here. I'm gonna have a top 3 in each of these. Chandler on some Get Out with Jordan Peele type shit. Exactly. I agree with Larry. Asking their dad will go see One Direction in concert. That'd be pretty cool. I will be honest, that'd be good. But then that's like, going to a Diddy party, Aiden. I don't want to get tempted by Diddy and all of a sudden be required by contract to go see One Direction with you, DJ Aiden. I'm scared. I'll be honest, man. So let's split these. First one is going to involve Clay Guida, Diego Sanchez, add option, Marco Huas, and Michael Johnson. And you choose who is the best old crafty vet of these top 4, so we could have some extra options. Because we got to include some bonuses. The Carpenter. Yes, the Carpenter, Clay Guida. Larry CTM immediately saw Clay Guida and picked him. Of MJ, Huas, and Sanchez. Always good to see you in here, by the way, Larry. Though we're talking about, oh yeah, all the creepy shit involving Chandler, his wife, and his kids. But we got to eventually steer off that topic because it's starting to get the online MMA community in trouble. So eventually we got to move past it, but we will always consider it. We'll always have it in the back of our minds. Also, Chandler's sort of irrelevant, so Clay Guida and Michael Johnson are tied. Ooh. I know DJ Aiden's in here, so he's not going to be the most help in the world. But if we're tied for too long, Hank the Tank's going to be the deciding vote, and then I'll choose between Guida and Johnson. Sanchez is a good choice, though. Got a pretty good list so far, and I want to thank everybody who's stuck around, by the way, in the chat for hanging out. This shit with Chael Sonnen's crazy. I think he's already made the choice to regulate his phone, though. Superlek question. He might know. Honestly, Chael might know who Superlek is. Ooh, 5 people now. Let's see what they voted. Come on, guys. We need one more vote. I'll let it go 1 or 2 more minutes. Then I got to make... Fine. I'll do it myself. Hey, there's the deciding vote. Clay Guida. You know what? I'll stick with it. Good work, ladies and gents. Hell yeah. All right, let me get up an image of Clay Guida now. Oh, God. He makes some of the goofiest expressions, dude. Like, seriously disturbing Diddy, like, tongue level shit. This is a funny image. And it's very patriotic, Berber. There you go. Clay Guida. Da 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 da. America, fuck yeah. Coming around to say the motherfucking day, yeah, terrorist, your game is through. 'Cause now you have to answer to America. That looks like a real veteran right there. Beyond just MMA, that looks like an actual American veteran who came home from a war. But let's look through the career of Clay Guida. Because I could see him between B and C, I'll be honest. I know he's had his wins, but they're not on the level of Andrei Arlovsky. Lost to Chase, lost to Silva, Rafa Garcia. I know he's still there, and he's keeping his job, which is impressive. Scott Holtzman beat him. Grappling, he's not even winning grappling matches, though. Claudio Puella's knee barred him in 2022. That's really not a good look, guys. Ugh. He should be beating guys like Claudio Puella's. That's like the spot that Dan Hooker is as fully filled. Leonardo Santos beat him 2021. Let's look at the age he was at with that. 39 years old. Santos was older. Mark Madsen. Yeah, it's impressive that he took him to a split. He's a little bit older than Madsen, though. Then Green kicks his ass. Miller. Dude, I should have included Jim Miller. You know what? I'm just gonna include Jim Miller, and then I'm gonna put Jim Miller in a tier. You know what? Yeah. Fucking Jim Miller. Forget democracy there. I almost forgot Jim Miller, and that's a crime. He's the ultimate fucking vet. Copy image. There we go. Sorry, Guida. You gotta go. You gotta go, brother. Jim Miller. He never won a belt, but you know what? He's had most fights in UFC history. Most fights in UFC history. And he's still winning them. And he beat Damon Jackson, who was like almost in the top 15 at one point. He didn't win a belt, but Jim Miller's A. And he's A10 Miller. Jim effing Miller, A10 Miller. So Jim Miller goes an A. I'm sorry. I had to put that in there really quick. But talking about Clay Guida. Kawajiri, 2014, great. He wins fights of the night. He does have great fights. Always in a scrap. And he beat Anthony Pettis, which is impressive. Yeah, when he was on his first old crafty vet run, he was pretty good. Anthony Pettis, RDA, Takanori Gomi. That's a really good streak. Split decision against Nate Diaz is great too. But then the old crafty vet status started to fade with time. Then he was beating Michael Johnson in 2021. Wow, that's actually really good. That's really good. That might put Clay Guida in A tier as well. Crafty vet we forgot about is Court McGee. Yeah, him too. But then he got fucking put out cold by Matt Brown. So that sort of emasculated him a little bit. Hank the Tank, do you want DJ Aiden to be your roommate or not a roommate? Not a roommate, DJ. I'm sorry. I can't let you get close. Guida definitely had a rough childhood, or at least he looks like he had one. Best base for being a gold crafty vet. Childhood problems, some sort of substance abuse or addiction, lots of losses, spamming, big meaty hooks. Yeah. Gotta agree with you there, Larry. But Carpenter Clay Guida, he had a good hot streak in early 2010s. Beat Michael Johnson. That's a pretty good win. Yeah, I mean, he's always around. I'm thinking B. Maybe A. I probably have mid B, but what do you guys think? A poll is up. Also, like Jim Miller's right there. Go away, Jim. Go away. Backward, master. Let me look at that record again. He had a great fight against Diego Sanchez long ago, right? Yeah, 2009. Then he was in the UFC since 2006. Okay. Yeah, that run is when he's like 4 years in. I don't count that really as being a crafty vet. But then he beat Joe Lawson, BJ Penn in 2019. That doesn't mean much. Michael Johnson is a solid win. That is a solid win, and we know that now. Then again, Michael Johnson wins all his fights, and then he loses all his fights. It's hard to tell, man. I think he's B. I agree with Larry. Pat Miletich said he was going to commit before he started MMA. Yep. Guess you got to have a motivating factor. S tier, 67%. B tier, 33%. You're going to have to convince me here in the chat. Why do you think he's S tier? And this happens a lot. When it's picked among the bonus favorites, like often the guys who pick him in the polls end up just going with S. But why is he deserving of S? He's not S tier, says Matua. I gotta agree with Matua. I don't think he is genuinely. No title defenses, no wins. Exactly. Yeah. For that reason, I can't really. I feel like B tier is better. I think he fits perfectly with the Matt Browns and the Cub Swansons of the world. And that's honestly being generous. Because he's not going to retire on a win. You know what? I think B's good. If you misclicked and went S, he deserves A or B. I think B's good. I think B's solid. I think Jim Miller is a better one. I think Jim Miller is a better vet than Clay Guida is. There you go. That's a good spot for him. Put him in with Alexei Olenek. There you go. Where did I put Alexei, by the way? No. I'm not giving him a C. I think B's a perfect spot for him. And then let's go to my next set. Jim Miller, Sam Alvey, RDA or DC. Well, I already made that decision, didn't I? Oh well. And here's the last one. Here's the last one. Oh, this is a good one to top it off. Misha is an S tier. Y'all, I know. I found it really strange that it was complete S tier. If you want, I can swap her and Bisping, Matua. She is a champion. Maybe not on the level of Michael though. Yeah, honestly, that looks bad. I don't know. Swap. I'll still put her in A. I think she is deserving of A. She's a champion. Michael Bisping can go in there. He had a nice resurgence. He has a resurgence that everybody knows. So honestly, that works out. But we then have put Misha in D. Fine. All right. People have spoke. I can't. She won the world championship. I'm putting her in C. I think C for Cupcake. There you go. That's for the best. She proved that she was a vet. And let's have our Misha in D. I'm putting her in C. Guilty pleasure. Oh God. Whatever. If you don't like it, sue me. Let's Clay Guida. Go crafty vet. People are angry with me. Fine. Well, the people want, the people get. God damn it. There you go. She's a D. Are you happy? Are you happy with me now? God damn it. All right, I gave in. People power. People power prevailed. Fuck. I hate democracy, dude. I feel like the president of South Korea after I tried the coup, dude. The people of South Korea have resisted. They have overthrown me. My coup attempt was absolutely pathetic and only lasted a couple of seconds. And crap. Oh well, eject me from office. I deserve it. And then let's put in next one. Damian Maya. John Fitch. Poor John Fitch, dude. He always ends up on the extra list, but people never pick him. One of these days, I need to put John Fitch in my list just inherently so that I can actually give him some credit. But I don't. I think he's so unmemorable, it might never come. There you go. All right, last final four for you guys. We have Damian Maya. We have John Fitch, the Dominator Cruz, and Korean Zombie. In your head, zombie. I love John Fitch's streams. Oh, sort of like what's his name? Mr. what was his name? God, it was BJ Penn versus Pulver. Yeah, Jens Pulver. Are his streams the same quality as Jens Pulver's? The Dominator, Dominic Cruz, Dominator. Everybody loves Dominic. Everybody loves Dominic. And you know what? I won't disagree with you. So there you go. Dominic Cruz is in there. Sitting right next to you, dummy. You have to talk to me. Oh, I know exactly what image I'm going to use. Actually, hold on. There we go. This is peak old crafty vet right here. Sitting right next to me, dummy. You have to talk to me. I'm better. I'm faster. I know TJ's movements. Always ducks his head down. Yes, yeah, I have the highest output record, but so what? So what? I still dominated guys who have a higher amount of punches, and I've combated them with my own awkward style, which you can't figure out. You won't figure me out, TJ. You've dealt with a lot of basic hands, but I'm the best. And you don't know this style, TJ. Ever since Cody Garbrandt left the gym, and ever since Uriah Faber, Dr. Pay, you haven't been the same, have you, pal? Always trying your little combinations, always trying a little head movement, but you're not ready for an old crafty vet who's going to hit you with the counter. And I'm sitting right next to you, dummy. You have to talk to me. I'm your worst nightmare, TJ. Yeah, you know that I'm going to beat you, and you can't stomach it. You can't deal with it. Yeah, whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. You know, I'm fast. I'm strong. You know, I'm the bantamweight champion. You just haven't dealt with this kind of power. Power. What is it? How is that a trait? How is that a strength for you? What is power? What are you talking about, TJ? Yeah, you're all right. You got speed. You got power. So what? I've dealt with guys just like you, if not better. So, sitting right next to you, dummy. Dominic Cruz is on the list. Where are we putting the Dominator? It's different. John Fitch has 0 charisma. And Dominic Cruz, he came back. He won the belt after he was on a long layoff with an injury. But he was the champion before, you know. Never lost the belt. Never really lost it. And then he fought TJ and he beat him. But then Cody Garbrandt sort of schooled him when he was an old crafty vet. Henry Cejudo destroyed him. That didn't help. I feel like he's not the best in the tail end of his career. Beat Pedro Munoz and Casey Kennedy. Split decision win against Casey Kenny. Pedro Munoz, that is a good win. Marlon Vera destroyed him, though, and he has never been back since, dude. He's always the best, like, when it comes to interactions and promos and trash talk, but yeah, you beat Uriah Faber. He always beats Uriah Faber, though. That's not the best win. He's an all right crafty vet. I see him on the same level as, like, you know, Stipe Miocic, where he loses it, he gets it back, but then he gets sort of destroyed afterwards. Yeah, I see him as a Stipe or Dustin, where, yeah, he beats a few contenders, but then he loses the title fight when he gets back. Like, he had a fantastic resurgence. He had a great comeback, but all-time great, old crafty vet, I don't know. He's not known for being a crafty vet. Like, he's known as being the dominator, being the champion. It's different. John Fish has 0 charisma, and that's why nobody ever picks him. Dominator coming back off knee surgery and beating the shit out of Misukaki in his return fight and saying ring rust doesn't exist. That is true. That is crafty. But he wasn't dealing with loss at the time. He was on a winning streak. Cruz. Jens Pulver's an underrated crafty vet also. This movie Driven is good. I'm going to have to check that out. His speech on when I won the world title, it broke my heart, is fire. You can see what he was fighting for. Nice. I'm happy he got his Hall of Fame induction. That was such a happy moment. Yeah, Tom Cruise. Yeah. Okay, buddy. Oh, God, can you imagine Dominic Cruz and Collateral as Vinny? Well, that's the thing. What's his name as well? Taxi driver. Collateral. That's the thing, Max. You have a terrible life. You want to be an Uber driver. You want to own your own company, but you're never up to snuff, aren't you? Never going to ask that girl out on a date. And so you need me. You need me, the Dominator, Dominic Cruz, to lead you on your way and to tell your boss to go F himself. And you have to ask your girlfriend out on a date because I'm the one sitting in your car. I'm the one in the backseat, and you're going to help me stuff this body in the trunk, Max. Always been a little bit of a beta. Never been a bit of an alpha, have you? Me, the Dominator Cruz, I've always been Bantamweight World Champion. I've always been an assassin. You got to get in the car, Max, and you got to drive me around. I'm going to make your life better, dummy. He hasn't done anything in his time as a grandpa either. Yeah, that doesn't help. But yeah, Max, always so insecure. Always the American dreamer, but never fulfilling the dream. That's a shame, man. Always a chaser. Always a chaser and a driver. Never a doer. No, I was beating Cheeto. Yeah, he was. Who fights this weekend? All the people in KSW, and then I'm going to be watching Fury versus Usyk. Keyword was, yeah, exactly. Talks about wrestling, never uses it. I got better wrestling than you. I'm a grappler. I like the guy. Cool Breeze, no, UFC until January 11th, exactly. Usyk and Fury fight this weekend in KSW on Friday. Ooh. People have him at A. A, B, S. Oh, God, now we're tied. Cruz had the most unique style that took years to figure out. Yes. But was he a vet? He was the champion. He was in his prime. Jamie Foxx, yeah. Oh, Max. Can kickstart an engine, but you can't kickstart your life, can you, bud? Cruz is a psychopath. Yes, he is. That's the best part about Dominic Cruz. Cruz had one of the best jiu-jitsu coaches ever in Lloyd Irvin. The more you know. God, his promo after losing the belt to Cody Garbrandt is so freaking sad. It's legitimately depressing. Got 8 people in here. 2 more votes. You can decide, troopers and grinders. He literally is. Yeah, throw him in the nut house. Throw him in the loony bin, dude. He fucking betrays his own commentators. Like, DC, he can't talk to save his life. He's lazy. He's fat. He's never always showing up late. Whenever he says something, it's usually knocking off of somebody else. DC, I wish that he would get fired from commentary. Dude, what are you talking about, Dominic Cruz? You know it. You know the truth, DC, but you won't admit it. You won't admit that you're a B-list commentator who needs Dominic Cruz to lead you along the way, pal. Cruz is way better than Chael Sonnen on the mic. Arguable. He didn't make people laugh. Oh, man. 6 votes. You know what? I'm going to put him in A. I think Cruz can go in A. He was good, man. He was good. Solid. That earns you a spot in A. Cejudo beating Cruz was sad. Yeah, Cejudo always does well against his opponents in the later stage of his career until he doesn't. But at least there's the initial effort. You get an A for effort and an A on this list. Cruz wasn't trying to make people laugh. Yeah, but I judge how good you are at trash talking. I give extra points for entertainment. Conor McGregor, Chael. Muhammad Ali. I mean, you could be very ruthless, like, you know, DDP's excellent on the mic, but you can be a sniper, but you need a good mix of both. You're not done talking to me, Sean. There's nowhere to go, Sean. That's right. Cry about it, man. Cry about it, little man. Your daddy used to beat you up, but you know what? I'll be beating you up, and I'll be your new daddy in the cage. I don't like fucking talking about it. Dominic Cruz being mean to me on commentary, you guys. Let's not fucking go. Oh, dude, I'm gonna do this for you guys, but I can't take this anymore, dude. I hate being a #1 contender for you guys. Cruz was spitting facts to his opponents. Chael was just lying. That is true. I don't know. I've always got a soft spot in my heart for Chael. Oh, but that's it, guys. Oh, God. 2 hours and 30 minutes on a tier list Tuesday of old crafty bets. We got 7 people in here by the end of this thing. That's actually pretty impressive. It goes to show that Hank the Tank And just like the Diamond, the Dustin Poirier, both last forever, you understand? We go on and on for eternity, and people still tune in. We are immortal, like Matt Brown, you understand? So, great work, guys. You fucking guys, dude. We got the tier list done, and Hank the Tank's about to pass out. This is booze in my in my canteen, not water. So, that's pretty good. DJ Aiden has changed his profile picture to One Direction. Holy crap. Cruz has been facts. Great stream. Thank you very much, DJ Aiden. I appreciate you. Hey, buddy. You're my best friend. You understand, DJ? You're a good pal, man. You and me, Hermano, we're going places. I'm the reason you're yourself, Sean. There's nowhere to go, Sean. I'm going to get up inside your asshole, Sean. I'm going to make you beg for mercy. And then when you can't stand it anymore, I'm going to 50-45 your ass cheeks to a unanimous decision. And there's nothing you're going to do, Sean. My awkward style when I'm in bed. You can't deal with my foreplay, Sean. But I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you. And yeah, I think I'm going to head out. So you have escaped the war zone for now. Yeah, that's right, Sean. I'm going to be your new worst nightmare. When you're and sleep at night and you're looking up at the ceiling, just know that Dominic Cruz is there in the ceiling and he's slowly creeping down from the ceiling. And I'm going to dominate you in ways that you'd never expected, Sean Strickland. You're going to wish that your dad was back after I'm done with you. You'll need your mother to protect you when I get all up in that French kiss. You understand, Sean? You're sleeping right next to me, dummy.